Everybody, I wanted to show you some of the things I have not only meal prepped, but I'm also putting aside for shelf-tember so that I can use them later in the year. These are what I call egg bites or egg muffins. This happens to be cheddar and ham. And I have another one over here. It's already frozen, so I'm just giving you a quick peek. This is pizza flavor, and it has a little bit of spinach in it. So I'll tell you how I made those, and I'm going to show you the new ones I'm making, which is broccoli Alfredo. The nice thing about these is you can make them in any flavors that you like. I decided to do the ham and cheese because I had cheddar cheese in the freezer, and I had this little can of diced ham I bought a couple of years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, and technically it was past its use-by date, which was October of 23. So I just wanted to use it up, and I paid around, I think I paid exactly $1 for this. So in here, what I did was I chopped up the ham, and I put a little bit of ham in each. I already ate 2 because that was my lunch today. I put a little bit of ham in each one, and then I sprinkled in some cheddar cheese. And what I do for my eggs, I'll show you here while I'm making my other ones, just because I kind of make them the same because it keeps them low calorie. But don't worry, I do look like I waste a lot, but I don't, and I'll tell you why. Okay, I'm going to show you really quick. You don't have to watch the whole process, but to make my Alfredo sauce, I use low-fat cottage cheese. The main reasons, again, is I wish I could find fat-free, but 1% milk works just fine. It is 80 calories for half a cup, and it has 12 grams of protein. A single egg has, I can't remember if it's 6 or 12 grams of protein. So I'm just adding some extra protein. It gives me that creaminess and that flavor. And all I do is I take my stick blender and I stick it down in here and I whir it all up till everything's nice and smooth. And then I can use that as the base of my Alfredo sauce. So let me get that blended up real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so there you have my cottage cheese. And you don't have to blend it. I just do because it's a texture thing to me. I don't like the little cottage cheese lumps. And just so you know, I like to use a lot of cottage cheese again for the protein. I take a container exactly like this. I blend it up, add a packet of ranch seasoning mix, blend it together really well, and put it in the refrigerator, and then I can dip all my veggies in it. I can use a half a cup. That's a lot of dip. And I get high protein and low calorie. So let me get on to the recipe so I could show you the rest. The other thing I prepped for you is I took some frozen broccoli that was semi-thawed. It was only about half thawed. And I just ground it up in my little chopper here, my Ninja blender, for just a few seconds because I'm going to drain off some of this water. You know, anytime you freeze a lot of your vegetables, you get some water in there. So I'm going to drain off some of the water through a tea towel, and that way it'll be ready. And I just put it in my muffins that way. Okay, so now on to the rest of the recipe. Remember, this is how you guys want to make it. I do it this way because it keeps it lower in calorie. In here, I put 8 egg whites and 5 whole eggs. I still get the flavor, but I get a lot less calories. And I do save all of the yolks. You can buy what do they call, the egg beaters if you want. But I have chickens. Now, those yolks will get cooked. They will get divided up between my chickens and my ducks and my turkeys and my dog. And they will get, plenty to eat out of that. So I don't waste them. So to my eggs, the first thing I'm going to do is add, again, it's up to you. I'm going to add some garlic powder. Add however much you like. You could add fresh garlic if you like. I just have the powder handy. I'm going to add some onion powder. Okay. And then, if I can find it, my salt. I'm not going to make it too salty because I am going to be adding some Parmesan cheese to this. Well, that's not coming out very well. I think it got a little moist in there. Let me try to get some out of there. Okay. Add some salt and some pepper. See if my little grinder's working. Okay, it's, you know, if you're making Alfredo, you want to use white pepper. I don't have any, so I'm just going to add black pepper. All right, so those are going to be my seasonings. Then what I do is I just start to mix this up pretty good. I want to whip or whisk, however you want to say it, those eggs together. And you can use a whisk if you want. I just tend to use a fork. And just get them combined pretty good. And I'm going to take that blended cottage cheese. Remember we blended it. And I'm going to use, a couple of big blobs of it. If I measured it, I would say a half a cup. Or you can use a little bit more, whatever works for you. Okay? Since I've already added the salt and pepper and stuff, now I get this at Walmart, this Frigo. It's shaved Parmesan cheese. They only charge $1 for this container. Unfortunately, they were out today because I was going to add some to my stock. I was even going to freeze it. I think it lasts quite a long time, actually. Like, this is good until October of 24. But this is one thing I always try to grab when I'm there. Now, it does come in bigger pieces, and it depends on how you want it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the bigger pieces directly into my containers. Normally, I would mix it in here. But I'll move you over to where I have my my muffins going, my egg muffins. And so I'm going to take a decent sized pinch of this because I like Parmesan a lot. And if you've ever made Alfredo, you know it's got Parmesan in it. And I'm just going to sprinkle. I already put my drained broccoli in the bottom. You could mix it in however you want to do it. This is just easier for me because I just add a little bit at a time. If I don't have enough to fill them all up, I can add different flavor. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this off. And I have another container, so I'm going to just go ahead and fill the rest of these up. Okay, I whipped together, I remembered I had the immersion blender already dirty. So I whipped together the cottage cheese, the eggs, and the seasonings. Now season these to your taste. And I love this particular Pyrex bowl because it has like a little spout on it. So I can just top off my eggs. And this should fill them pretty much up. Now, I went and finished topping these off, and I have a little bit left over. You can see in the bottom. You know what? I don't throw it away. I just incorporate it in the next batch. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little, I don't know if it'll work, little bit of Parmesan on the top just because I think it looks cool, and I like Parmesan. And I'm going to bake these. Now, I do use my toaster oven. My regular oven is having some issues. So I bake these at 350 degrees without the fan, because mine has the fan, for 30 minutes. And I've never had an issue with them not being set. If you're using a lot of wet ingredients, lots of cheese or something like that, it may take you a little bit longer, but you'll know when they're done. You know, I don't like them super brown. So 30 minutes happens to work good for me. Anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. I just do 30 minutes. All right, here is my broccoli Alfredo egg bites. I'm going to let them cool, and I'm going to package them for the freezer. Most of them. I'll probably keep a couple out for the next couple of days to munch on for breakfast. So this is the reason I wanted to show you why I get the big gallon-size zipper bags. Because what I do is I have a chest freezer, and it's really difficult to find small packages of things in there. So I only have like 6 egg bites per package, and I could put them in one big bag and have all my different varieties in there. And if I have more than one bag, I can keep an inventory of what I have. And I also do this with things like this ground beef. So I have, as you can see, it's ground beef. It's the 80/20, and there's 4 packages in here. And I label each bag as well with what's in it so that I know what each package contains. Usually I put the date on there. I'll have to put the date on here. I think it does say on there, but anyway, I make sure it's dated. And that way I do have like milk crates in there. I keep my ground beef in one, and poultry in another, and vegetables and fruits in another, and then my miscellaneous stuff like my egg bites. But this way, if somebody's digging through there and they toss one off to the side, I can pull out a package, know what's in it, take one out, or bring the whole package. Usually I bring like a certain amount in my freezer inside. I can grab one of these bags, throw it in my freezer. It's double safe because it's in the food saver the vacuum bags, and then I put this zipper bag that's freezer safe too, because once in a while the seals will, come apart, or I didn't seal them properly, and it just keeps it from getting freezer burned. But I'm going to go get everything into my freezer, and I'm going to go on and make some more egg bites. And as soon as I get to making some more of the baked oats, I'll bring you along for that. But if you have any questions on the egg bites, or you have suggestions on what you would like, let me know in the comments below. And happy September, or Shelf-tember, everybody.